are here with April Everhart, one of our up-and-coming stars here at Riverside Payments. She quickly last year became the #1 rep in the company in only 7 months' time. So very impressive resume so far. And today on episode number 12 of the No BS Show, we're going to be talking about what it takes to be a boss babe and April's process and the real beliefs that's really led to her success here at Riverside and in her personal life. So welcome to the show today, April.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's great to have you on.
Yeah, definitely. So, I actually used to do collections before this. Not sure if you knew that about me, but
no, I actually
years
didn't.
of
Yeah,
collections.
that's crazy.
And I was stuck.
So pretty much on the phone all day, making
all day,
call
8
after
hours,
call after call?
On a dialer system, so
Okay.
actually, so it was just nonstop.
Yeah.
You know, it was hard to even get on break. You'd have to press break, and then probably 20 minutes later, finally get to go on break. You were just nonstop call after call, and I never felt so stuck. You know, no matter how hard I would work, I knew I was still going to make the same amount of money, no matter what.
And is that why you felt stuck in the position, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because, I always tried to improve myself. I always did the best I could do, the very best I could do, no matter what I did. But it was just, no matter what, at the end of the day, I was working a 9 to 5, and I was going to make the same paycheck.
Yeah, the same as the other people that were putting in the same amount of work, right?
Or even less work than
me,
So
no,
that was
that
hard.
absolutely would be a frustrating feeling, and that's one of the things that I love about entrepreneurship, and kind of a little bit about what we're going to be talking today is, the true definition of an entrepreneur is somebody that is in control of their own destiny and in control of their own paycheck. And if you don't have that, that's something that you should definitely strive for. Obviously, there's the risks that come with it. You got to be able to have the right mindset to be able to pull it off. But nothing's more frustrating than you working harder and being the hardest worker in the room and getting paid as somebody that doesn't put forth that same effort as you. So I totally feel what you're talking about there.
Oh yeah, it was so frustrating, and it's complete black and white from what I was doing to what I'm doing now. I have this huge opportunity to where I don't work 9 to 5, but what I put into it is what I'm getting out of it. Yeah. And it's the best feeling ever.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell us a little bit about why you decided to come on board with Riverside.
Yeah, so not 2 Januaries ago, actually, my grandma passed away, and it was thank you. It was a life-changing event for me. I was in the room when she did pass away, and it was the first time I ever experienced such a thing. Yeah. And she was one person that was always just so proud of me. And just always, you are such a hard worker, and I'm just so proud of you every time I saw her. And when she passed away, I got really depressed. I did. Yeah, and I was like, what can I do differently to where, my Nana would not be proud of me right now. No. If she knew how depressed I was and how sad I was, she wouldn't be proud of me at all. I know she's, you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I totally got you.
So, one of my girlfriends, Amy Sanders, works here. Yep. And I've been watching her for a long time. And she went from almost having nothing to all this happiness. She always provided for her kids, but providing so much more, taking trips, and just being so happy with what she was doing. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to look back and be like, what if I would have done this? Yep. Absolutely. And I finally was like, I am going to do this and put everything I have into it. And I'm going to make my Nana proud. And I know she's watching, and I know she's so happy for me. Yeah. And that was the huge stepping stone where I was like, I'm not going to be stuck with the 9 to 5 anymore. I'm not going to be living this life of, I just feel like there wasn't much more for me to get when I was giving it all for so many years and not getting anything else back.
Absolutely.
So I took that leap, and I decided I wasn't going to look back, and I joined Riverside, and there's no looking back.
No, absolutely. And, I think that's a story that definitely resonates with a lot of people, because I know there's a ton of people out there that really feel that stuck and aren't happy with their current position or what they're doing with their life. And, the last thing you want is to have to look back when you're older and have a life full of regrets or have those what ifs. So if you're not happy, you see it all the time on social media, especially, these people that, live for the weekend per se, which don't get me wrong, it's fun to, just have fun with your family and, do fun things. But there's just so much negativity surrounding Mondays and having to go back to work and dreading it. But if you're doing something that you're passionate about and something that you love, you're not going to dread that. You're going to be excited about it, because that's really going to set you up to do a bunch of amazing things in your life, on your weekends, on your free times, again, people should be really focused about finding that true happiness. And that's what entrepreneurship really, to me, really means, is being able to really love and enjoy what you do in the hard times, and and then obviously the good times. It's really easy to, but you got to enjoy the process and that struggle as far as doing what you're doing, because you know what you're going for, what your goals are, and what your whys are, and you have the ability as an entrepreneur to work harder to get there faster, or to even get there at all. Because if you're stuck in that 9 to 5 and you're capped out, what you really want out of life, you might not be able to achieve. That's a great example of that. And kind of a little bit as far as what you're saying about your grandma passing there. Kind of right after I started Riverside, my grandpa actually passed away, and I was also in the room. And kind of I just remember the look on my grandma's face when that happened, and it was definitely, my grandpa was definitely a role model in my life, and really inspired me. I definitely not a very emotional person, but I was definitely kind of a little bit internally depressed, and I kind of took that and use that as fuel to, again, really be able to make my grandpa proud, but then also help my grandma out with that situation and be able to, help her and make sure that I could help her through that process. So I just kind of really buckled down and dove into my work, extremely during that time period. And, kind of looking back, definitely know I made them all proud with that. And it's good to see that, when you have those moments of, those dark moments or those hard times, it's all about what you do in those moments, and you decided to make that decision to better yourself. That's one of the things that I did as well, and that's really what you got to do is when you get in those hard times, what are you going to do and what's next, right? You can go down a really bad road, or you can go down a road and make them proud and be really happy with the outcome of your life from there. So with whatever comes your way, there's a positive kind of silver lining, or kind of however you want to word it, to be able to really look to, and you can use that as a driving force to get to the highest levels of success there. So,
and it's so crazy to think, like, if I would have been with Riverside then, it wouldn't have affected me as much as I think with me being so unhappy with my job back then. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, when you're happy and you have passion about something else, and we all have demons, I feel like we face, or things that happen. But it's how you handle it, and I feel like you being happy with what you're doing for work and your life and yourself really plays out on what's going to happen next when those type of life events do come your way.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
So to look back, I'm blessed and I'm happy that everything did work out the way, and but I've had hardships, the past year with Riverside, things come into my life, and it hasn't been as tragic or pushed me back down, and it's because I have a passion to wake up and go save people money, and I have a passion for my job, and things aren't going to get in my way. Like, I'm not going to let anything get in my way.
Yeah, absolutely. And that, kind of leads into a little bit what we were talking about the other day as far as your Boss Babe movement. And, kind of I see my wife and a bunch of other fellow women entrepreneurs out there. So we were kind of talking a little bit about, in your opinion, what are the 4 things that really does it mean to you, or what does it mean to you to be a Boss Babe out there?
Yeah, so I feel first you definitely have to have confidence. Confidence is a huge thing. If you're not confident in yourself or what you're doing, I just don't think you're going to be as successful. Like, you got to be confident in what you're doing, and that's a huge thing.
How do you get that confidence?
You got to believe in I believe in Riverside. That's what I do, right? So I'm confident. I have merchants that I've saved money. That brought me a lot of confidence. I see people that you've saved money. Tons of merchants here locally, other people that we work with, saving people money and having success in their life. So that brought me confidence. Also, it's little things like gym routines or, self-care, I feel like brings your self-confidence as well.
Absolutely. So, that's a great point. With the confidence, it's about believing in yourself, And as an entrepreneur out there, and every person within Riverside is their own business essentially, and they're building their own personal brand and everything with it. You have to believe in what you're selling, and then you have to also, or believe in your business or whatever it is out there, right? And then you have to believe in yourself. And I feel that it really starts with you internally, with believing in you, and you have to have those proper routines and that right mindset and the belief in you that you can do whatever comes your way. And that starts, with making sure that you're healthy, because if you're not healthy, you're going to be struggling out there. So getting the gym routines and getting out there, making sure you got a healthy lifestyle as much as possible. Obviously, we all splurge a little bit, like to have fun, but at the same time, it's about, you got to make sure that you believe in you have your health. You have your support system there with you. Then again, believing in that the system or the product that you're selling out there is really going to bring you that confidence. And when you have 100% conviction and belief behind that, it's amazing what you can do out in the world, and you really become unstoppable at that point.
I really feel like you can do anything at that point.
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
Really can.
It's true. When you have that true belief, like nothing's going to hold you back, that's when it's amazing everything you can do in the world. Like, looking back, when I was in high school, I never would have thought I would have been able to build a company here that, we're now in 43 states and we've grown and, at a significant level, and we're just getting started. So it's very exciting, and it just really, truly is a testament, I feel, to hopefully inspire others to go after their dreams, and, really believe in you, and it's amazing what you can achieve.
Definitely.
Yeah, so your confidence and everything as far as that goes, kind of what else is a key thing that you've done that's really brought you to the highest levels here?
I feel like being organized is a huge thing. I have a planner. Well, I think I have like 2 planners, to be honest with you.
Okay, there we go.
I have one that breaks it out like by the day, and I do the times. Then I have one that breaks out like monthly. That's bigger chunks.
Yeah.
But then I also keep a notebook in my car. The day before every day, I'm writing out what I need to do, even if it's just grocery shopping or picking up something from the store, or I need to go get my nails done. I mean, even though I know it, I write it down.
For sure.
I have to go see this person, that person. If I don't get to it, I definitely write it to the next day.
Mm-hmm.
But having a list and really seeing that, and I write the times down and what I want to accomplish in those time frames. Time blocking, I firmly believe in it.
Absolutely.
I feel it's so important.
Yep.
And, when I was back doing collections, I woke up, went to work, came home, that was it. Like, there was no writing a list or prioritizing my day of what was important, who I need to go see. And now that I'm doing that, I feel like it's brought me to a whole nother level.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the biggest things that, when I was first starting out, that I didn't even realize made such an impact on my day and what I was doing, until owning a company and seeing everything and all the moving parts. And this can be one of the biggest obstacles or weaknesses for an entrepreneur or a salesperson out there, is staying organized. Because usually it's that type A personality, super squirrely, all over the map kind of a thing, and that's definitely me, and that's one of my weaknesses, and I have to really always remind myself and focus in. And my assistant kills me all the time with this, and reminds me all the time to really get organized, and she does a great job of helping with that. But being organized and make sure you're planning out your day is essential, and doing it the day before, the night before, and time blocking and really mapping out hour by hour what you're going to do throughout the day. Have your to-do list and your action items, and I'll make sure no matter what, you're getting items the most important items done, that have to be done. Give them that deadline. They're getting done today no matter what. And then you map out the rest of the day, with your appointments and your meetings that you have, and then you plug in the gaps with other items that you want to get accomplished during that time. And obviously you're not going to always get everything done. There's always more that you can be doing out there, but it's about prioritizing and maximizing the hours you have in your day. And that's one of the key things of being organized, and having a planner or two, using your calendar. There's to-do list apps now. There's all these tools at your disposal that if that's a weakness of yours out there, take the time, find the way that works best for you, with whether it's a written planner, using your calendar, your Google calendars, and then getting some of the to-do list apps that are out on the market now as well, or a combination of all three, so you have it all there at your fingertips, right? So there's many ways to get organized out there, so make sure you don't forget that, because that's definitely a major key to success there.
It's a huge thing, I feel like.
Yeah,
and then while I'm actually organizing, like writing out what I'm going to do, I feel it's so important too to also write down your whys and your goals.
Mm-hmm.
So I never once thought about what's my why before this job,
right.
ever. And now I remind myself every day, why am I working 14, 16-hour days? Why am I, there's sometimes where I don't have a weekend. I'll work through the weekend. It's not like I'm working 16 hours on the weekends, on Sunday, but why am I doing this? And I have a daughter, I have a life I want to fulfill. I want to buy a home. I have, I want to be able to, on my weekends, spend the weekends at the dunes. I want to be able to do those things. And sitting at that computer desk at Wells, where I was working, it wasn't going to get me there. It wasn't. And I remind myself when I'm writing on my list and my planner, every day I write it out. And sometimes I add more things to my whys, more things come up, but writing it out every single day and really remembering why I'm out here gives me even more motivation to get out there and do it.
Yeah, it gives you that conviction and that power to really, push that belief that you have in yourself and what you're doing to the next level. It really propels it, right? Because it gives it something bigger than you, right? And that's the powerful thing about having whys is, and if you're a parent out there, it's really easy to make that correlation. Myself, having 4 kids, it's amazing what being able to provide for them and give them and help them, do amazing things and, have fun with them and spend time with them and, all of that. It really just makes it that much easier to get through those tough days or those days where like, oh, I'm tired, I really just want to go home and watch TV or lay in bed, and kind of be lazy. But when you think back on your whys, and especially if you're writing them down every day, and you're using it in your planner and everything like that, it really propels you and makes it like, no, I can't do that. I need to get that extra cup of coffee. I need to go for a walk, whatever, clear my head, listen to my song, whatever, get pumped back up, because I have to do it not only for me, but more importantly for them, right? And that's, or to accomplish your goal of buying a house. Hey, if I take the day off, that's just going to push it another day out for me to get the house I'm looking to get, right? So all of that, really, it's huge for getting that mindset and making those bad days further apart versus, close together or whatever. So, and terrible analogy there, but you get the point.
And I feel like being an entrepreneur, it's not even just like one day behind. If you miss out on one day, that could be the income I could make in one day. It could be 2 months of what my old income was. You know what I mean? So it can set you back so far that, sometimes I'll sit in my car and, oh, that was a stressful whatever I just did, and I will look at my planner, what's next, and I see my whys, and I'm like, exactly like you were saying, like, it's not time to stop.
Exactly.
Move forward,
you gotta
keep on
push
pushing,
through,
and I'm always happy at the end of the day that I did.
Absolutely, and you always feel really good when there's days and you're almost ready to go home and you make those extra 2 calls or you spend those extra 2 hours, get those extra reps in. It's amazing, especially at those times when you see the fruits of your labor. It's amazing, like, man, I'm so glad I didn't take the rest of the day off or whatever, right? Those are some of the most gratifying days when that does happen to you. And even if you're having a bad day and you still put in the work, that's just setting it up for your future days and making those next days that much easier for you. Because if you take off early, it just backlogs the work and all that extra stuff, as we all know. So, and that kind of with knowing the whys, that you then kind of reverse engineer those whys, like getting your house and being able to take the vacations and everything, and you develop goals too. And that's the other big thing, once you figure out what your whys are developing those goals, because those are the stepping stones to your vision or to your whys, to making sure you can turn them into reality. And that's one of the big things too when you're planning out your day, your week, your month, etc. Make sure you have the goals that align to your vision or to your why. That way and you have that target or that roadmap that you're aiming for every day there.
Yeah, I always feel so much better when I have a roadmap, like you said, of what I need to do to get these whys accomplished, or to get my goal. What goals do I need to have to buy that house? Or and I break it down personally from a month to a week to a day type of what I want to accomplish, what I will accomplish every single day, to the month, to the week. And I just feel like that's so important.
Without a doubt, it definitely is. And when you do all of those things, obviously we talked a little bit about the mindset of it, and again, that's what gets you to that confidence level. But when you're out there and you're grinding, you got to make sure that you bring the passion, right? And to really have that true passion and that conviction and that belief, people can tell when you're faking it or when it's genuine, right? So you need to make sure that you have all those other items lined up there, because that's what really will bring out that passion and fuel that fire to make you unstoppable for horse out there, or as you say, be a boss babe, right? I'd like to feel I'm a boss babe as well, but one of those are kind of the main things that really is what sets you up to be successful out there, and make sure that you're winning the game of hustle out there. So.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us here on episode number 12 of the No BS show called What It Takes to Be a Boss Babe. Thank you again for joining us. And as always, be money, be great, and make it a great day.